No, chilly. It's cold. Right,
girls.
When you going?
Do we have an exec tonight?
Oh, oh, cool.
You asked me too quick.
No, it's beautiful.
We don't have any need for an exec tonight, do we?
Yeah, Beaver Creek, which is a Division 1, we're Division 4.
Okay.
It was like a 2-1 game too, 3-2. Yeah.
Got Chiefs out here, no Indians tonight. Okay.
$29. I can't see the little.
Schmidt's on shift until the end of the month. Switched on to
7:30. Okay. Ready on the right? Ready on left? Ready to go? Okay. City Council will come to order, please. Clerk, call the roll.
Whitaker,
Here.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Here.
Rogers,
Here.
Schmidt.
Okay, let's all please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated. Approval of the minutes, you've all received copies of the last meeting's minutes in the via email. Any additions or corrections or deletions? Seeing none, they will stand approved as presented. Approval of the current financial report. Again, you received copies from the auditor. Any questions for the auditor or a motion to approve?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker to approve the current financial report from the auditor's office. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. I have actually nothing to add or subtract from the agenda at this time.
Move to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to approve the agenda as presented. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin, Rogers.
Yes.
Okay, we have no, pardon me, no scheduled public hearing for this evening. However, if anyone wishes to address council, may do so at this time. I see we have a couple of other people zoomed in, if you will. So, and we have two in the audience. So if you'd like to address council, please state your name and address and your concern or statement or whatever you have. Well, seeing or hearing no one coming forward, we will move the agenda and we go proceed with administrative reports. First, Mayor Wellman.
Thank you, Council President. I got a few little things here to clarify for the public. One thing, we brought it up last meeting once, or you did, and we talked about AGE, which is our consultant group for aggregation of the community and many others. there's a little, I don't know, you want to call it some kind of a snafu or whatever. People dropped the ball a little bit on some communication. Volunteer Energy is our supplier. And so what has happened here in the last couple of months, when Volunteer got that, they jumped the pricing up. People may not have known it, but coming up, you'll find out more about it. What happened is when that Arctic blast came down from Canada that froze out Texas and half the nation, that they raised their prices because they were forced to buy energy at a huge amount higher. And in fact, it even says that they were required to purchase gas that was 8,741% more expensive than it was at the first of the month. So that only was over for a short period of time, but in that next month, it was charged out to all public, all residents and businesses. I don't know that, but to probably everybody that they service or supply to. Well, they didn't tell AGE so that they could let people know or anything. So what's going to happen is that they are going to give all the residents or anybody that's supplied by them a refund. And it's not going to be very much because it didn't amount to a whole lot. But it's not going to be any more than $8 a person or $8 an account, maybe $2 to $8. So what that's going to happen, they're going to send checks to every person that bought gas. What a logistics nightmare. It's like, holy cow. So just in our aggregation, are the people and communities, there's Sydney, Greenville, Bellefontaine, Russia, Fort Laramie, Bradford, Ansonia, Covington, Newberry Township, West Milton, and West Jeffersonville. They'll see a refund check coming up sometime this summer. They won't say when and how long it's going to be, but sometime this summer you'll get a refund check. So I'm sure though people won't remember or don't get the word, but I'm sure we're going to get a lot of calls. How come we got a refund check? But so it's still the same thing. The opt-out letters are still out there. I think that's about done, but it's if you want to opt out, you use that paper and to get out of the aggregation. There's no cost one way or the other. You go in, go out. There's no cost to people getting in or out. But that's the fewer amount of people, and that's why they chose to opt out instead of opt in. The fewer amount of people, so there's less paperwork, less costs. So that's why they choose to opt out. So interesting stuff. So you'll see that coming up one of these days. One other thing I want to bring up, just give you an update a little bit on U.S. Census Bureau, and it's a nightmare just to think about it. I get some emails because I asked to be sent emails from the Bureau, just so I could kind of keep a tab on what in the world they're doing and talking about, because it's dragging out crazy amount of time. Normally the states get their information on population of their state or the national and local by the end of March. And they complain that they can't get it now. They can't get it done until September because of the COVID virus. So who knows for what the deal is about that.
COVID.
But just to let you know, our attorney general for the state did file suit against them to make them do it earlier, because you can't even imagine the topics that they cover. It just absolutely blows your mind of what the things that they study and come out with. And they're doing that before they come out and tell all the states what their populations are going to be. So the state has a hard time figuring out, like, just one of the big things is that they're upset about is that it's a kind of a state constitutional thing that they have to redistrict every couple of years. And that was one of the things they can't do that, particularly without knowing the numbers. So our redistricting will probably be done on estimations. just as the census is done on estimations. The way I understand, it's like since it was COVID last year, that I don't even think they contacted half of all the US citizens, but they had said that's enough and we'll figure out the rest. So it's like, wow. Anyway, it's interesting stuff. So the Attorney General filed suit against him. He lost his first court, what do you call it? Yeah, we don't know. Hearing, whatever. And now it's under appeal, so a repeal and taken along to the next level. So that was some mid-court level. So it'll go, I don't know where it goes after that, but it's they're working on it. So what a crazy mess. So that's where that's at, just to let you know. But I do have a couple other figures within that. They did come out. Last year, they came out with in 19, they came out with an estimated population for this year of the country. And it was, let's see, what was it? 336,002,651, but now they're projected to be a little bit higher. It's going to be, their estimates for 21 are 332.6 million. So it's up, it's going up a little bit. And, but it's still a lot less than what they projected it would be as far as the amount of percentage rate. Ohio is, in 2020, they were 11.69 million, and they're estimated now at 11.75. But there's nothing on more of a local level, so we don't know that yet. So kind of interesting stuff. So I'll keep a little bit more track of it, and anything comes up, I'll let you know. Locally, the Main Street Greenville has decided on what they're going to do for First Friday in May, which is on the 7th. It's going to be family game night. It's going to be like a Monopoly game. They're going to call it Monopoly. So all the businesses, if they want to participate, will become one of the squares on the board. There'll be like a business, and then you go to the business, and they'll have something outside that says they're going to participate, and there'll be lots of different prizes and that type of thing. Then one other part of that is it looks like they may change. It's not completely definite, but it looks like they're going to change the holiday horse parade to the first weekend in November, which is the 6th, Saturday the 6th is what they're projecting that it's going to be. So then with that, I'll pass. Anybody got any questions?
Okay, thank you, sir. Safety Service Director, Mr. Delk.
Thank you, Mr. President. A couple things tonight. The first one is John D. Brewer, who is the consulting firm that's going to be working on our joint fire district between the city and the township, is scheduled to make site visits the week of May 3rd to start that process. They'll spend about a week or so here and then go back and put all the data together and give us a report. So that section is rolling along. We hope to have something here in the next few months to report back to council. The second thing is on some legislation we have tonight on the disposition of no longer needed motor vehicles. So just to answer some questions on that. So this is a 2017 Cruiser that was involved in an accident. The Cruiser is worth about $13,000. The repair bill is about $8,000. It has 91,000 miles. So the insurance company would not total it. So we feel the best thing to do is to try to sell this on Gov Deals for a minimum bid of $5,000. We feel we could get more than $5,000 out of it. And then to cover our expenses with the sale of a couple other Crown Vics and a Ford Taurus that we received in a drug seizure, we can get about halfway there on a new Cruiser. And we feel like it's money well spent to buy a new Cruiser versus put money in a Cruiser with 91,000 miles. And other than that, I will pass, and I'll be happy to answer any questions on the rest of the legislation.
Okay, thank you. and Law Director, Mr. Raymond.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. Not much to report from me this evening. Believe it or not, it seems like it's a far way off, but we are starting to get ready for contract negotiations. So putting some effort into that and making sure we're prepared for those at the end of the year, which will be here before we know it. So that's starting to take up some time. But other than that, no major rumblings within the city on my end. So take any questions anybody has.
Thank you, sir. And City Auditor, Mrs. Woman.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I just have one item to bring forward tonight. I want to remind you one last time that the financial disclosure reports are due to the Ohio Ethics Commission on May 17th. I know some of you have to get them in earlier, but for the most part, anyone who has held office this past year needs to have that report in by May 17th, either mailed in or you can do it also online. And with that, I pass.
Okay, thank you. We have I assume that we have a committee report out of the Utilities Committee regarding the updated water and sewer rates for the city of Greenville.
We do.
Okay, will the clerk please read the report?
April 15th, 2021. Honorable members of council, the Utilities Committee hereby submits our report. The Utility Committee met on April 1st, 2021 to discuss the assignment of reviewing the city's water and sewer rates. After much discussion and at the recommendation of Safety Service Director Ryan Douck, the committee recommends the following water and sewer rate increase schedule. 20% increase effective September 1st, 2021, 10% increase effective March 1st, 2022, 20% increase effective September 1st, 2022, 10% increase effective March 1st, 2023, 20% increase effective September 1st, 2023, 10% increase effective March 1st, 2024, a locked-in 5% increase to be added in 2025. The committee recommends the rates be reevaluated annually in order to factor in operational costs. These increases are in accordance with the rate sheets that are attached to this report. The committee also recommends that the city go to a monthly water and sewer bill instead of a quarterly bill effective September 1st, 2021. The committee believes this will help lessen the burden of the rate increases to the residents of Greenville. The schedule below shows the amounts that will go into the infrastructure fund for the next 3 years for each of the listed departments. Wastewater, 2022, $1 million, 2023, $2,500,000, 2024, $3 million. Water, 2022, $400,000, 2023, $500,000, 2024, $1,200,000. Respectfully submitted, Committee on Utilities, Chairman Clarence Godwin, Vice Chairman Doug Wright, and Member John Baumgartner.
You've heard the committee's report.
I'll make a motion to accept the committee report.
Motion by Mr. Baumgartner to accept the committee's report. Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin, Roger.
Yes.
Roger.
Okay, the report passes. Now I suspect we will, the legislation is not prepared, is it? Okay,
Enough for this evening, no.
okay,
We'll
all
have it
right,
for next
good.
meeting.
And that's pretty quick, and I'd like for people to be able to digest that a little bit and have copies of the committee report available to members of council if you haven't received it. And we'll have to have the legislation prepared and be considered possibly at the first meeting in May. Okay, any other updates on committee? I don't know. Do we have, what outstanding committee assignments do we have? And are there any at this time?
Just one for I think it's the governmental relations for the DORA,
Oh, that's right.
just that one.
Okay, good enough. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Ordinance and resolutions. We have 5 to consider tonight. And the first one is a supplemental appropriations ordinance.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021. This supplemental ordinance allows for appropriations in the general fund and CIP fund in the sum as follows. Legal counsel court cases, law director, in the amount of $150. These funds are needed to cover an outstanding legal invoice. CIP transfer, elected auditor and treasurer, in the amount of $848,004. These funds are needed for transfer to the CIP fund for the Salt Barn construction project, the Taser purchase contract, and the purchase of a new police cruiser. Professional services, fire department, in the amount of $5,875. These funds are needed for the city's portion of the Joint Fire and EMS District Feasibility Study. Police new equipment, CIP, in the amount of $53,004. These funds are needed for payment 2 of a 3-year purchase agreement for tasers and the purchase of a new police cruiser. Street new equipment, CIP, in the amount of $795,000. These funds are needed for the Salt Barn construction project and were provided by bond issuance.
Move to suspend the rules, give this second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules and read the ordinance by title, second and third time. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021. An ordinance to make additional appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Greenville, state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2021.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker to adopt the ordinance. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Mr.
Rogers.
Godwin, can you hear?
Yes, I can now. Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next, we have a resolution authorizing the disposition of no longer needed motor vehicles.
A resolution authorizing the disposition of no longer needed motor vehicle. This resolution authorizes the disposition of a 2017 Ford Explorer formerly used by the police department.
Move to suspend the rules and give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker to suspend the rules, read the resolution by title, second and third time. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the disposition of no longer needed motor vehicle. A resolution authorizing the disposition of no longer needed motor vehicle.
Move to adopt the resolution.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Next, a resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with Clearspan for the Salt Barn beam structure.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with Clearspan for the Salt Barn beam structure. This resolution authorizes the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with Clearspan for the Salt Barn beam structure.
Move to suspend the rules and give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker to suspend the rules, read the resolution by title, second and third time. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with Clearspan for the Salt Barn beam structure. A resolution authorizing the Safety Service Director to enter into a contract with Clearspan for the salt barn beam structure.
Move to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Baumgartner to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Call the roll.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
yes,
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Okay. Item 4, resolution authorizing advertising for bids for maintenance paving of streets in 2021.
A resolution authorizing advertising for bids for maintenance paving streets for 2021. This resolution authorizes the advertisement for bids for maintenance paving streets in 2021.
Move to suspend the rules and give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to suspend the rules and read the resolution by title, second, and third time. Discussion? Call the roll.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
yes,
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing advertising for bids for maintenance paving streets for 2021. A resolution authorizing advertising for bids for maintenance paving streets for 2021.
Move to adopt the resolution.
Stereo. Motion by Mr. Baumgartner to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
yes,
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
And finally, resolution authorizing the presentation of former police chief Steve Strick's his badge evidencing his status as a retired member of the Greenville Police Department.
A resolution authorizing the presentation to former police chief Steve Strick his badge evidencing his status as a retired member of the Greenville Police Department. This resolution authorizes the presentation to former police chief Steve Strick his badge evidencing his status as a retired member of the Greenville Police Department.
Move to suspend the rules and give this resolution second and third reading by title only.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker to suspend the rules, read the resolution by title, second and third time. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
yes,
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
A resolution authorizing the presentation to former police chief Steve Strick his badge evidencing his status as a retired member of the Greenville Police Department. A resolution authorizing the presentation to former police chief Steve Strick his badge evidencing his status as a retired member of the Greenville Police Department.
Move to adopt the resolution.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
yes,
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Okay, that concludes our ordinances and resolutions. We have nothing under old or new business. An item we've added would be under council representatives for outside committees. And we're going to start with Community Improvement Corporation. And those two representatives are Mr. Wright and Mr. Godwin, I believe. Is that not correct? Clerk?
I'm not sure. I think so, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. I have my list here. Yeah. Two members from council that serves on that. The committee of, that is the entire committee of the CIC meets, every other month? And so I didn't know if there were any updates that either of the two members have been able to come up with, or, in the future, how we can handle this. Any comments by anyone?
I have not attended a meeting because I'm not around during daytime.
Okay. Well, that's when the committee normally meets, so I didn't know whether you wanted to continue in that position or,
If somebody else wants to take that,
I can take that on with my schedule now, working from home. I can make that. Just let me know the meeting dates.
if it's.
That's all right with you.
that's
If
fine.
if it's
Thank you.
agreeable to this council, I think we probably ought to have a motion in effect to have Mr. Bumgardner replace Mr. Wright as council's representative to the CIC.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Whitaker to have Mr. Bumgardner replace Mr. Wright as a member of the Greenville Community Improvement Corporation. Any discussion on that? Call roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgardner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Wright, I know it's difficult for you since you're usually out of town during the daytime. So I appreciate the opportunity that you had to serve, but with the conflict, I think that maybe this will help us a little bit too, because I think it's imperative that we have the two representatives from council on that group. So,
Council President,
yes,
that next regular scheduled meeting for the Greenville CIC is the third Wednesday in May
okay,
at 1:00. And it'd be Zoom or at the transit, or could be here. We've kind of left the transit building. That's where we normally have it. So it could be here.
So it's always the third Wednesday,
Yeah, third
usually
Wednesday.
At what time?
1:00.
1:00. So you'll get notices from now on that, of that meeting and times.
And clerk, could you send out an update on the schedule or the
Yes.
roster of people? Okay. Okay, anything further on that? Okay, moving along. Communications, what communications do we have?
We received the monthly report of March from the Transit Department and Police Department, and we received the first quarter report of 2021 from the Fire Department.
Okay, any other items of communication from other council members? Seeing none, we will call down the council, please.
Whitaker,
I'm going to pass tonight. Thank you.
Wright,
Like to ask Mr. Delk, how many streets are going to be repaved this year?
Ooh. The number,
Mhm.
I think somewhere in the 15 to 20 range, about $1,350,000 was the engineer's estimate. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but up north, Radcliffe, Sunset, Wesley Court, North Chippewa,
There's a few of them that do need it.
yeah, South Harrison, Wayne, Dever, part of Central, Fair, East Third, Dogwood, Orchard, Driftwood, Avenue F, Avenue D. Those are the,
Now, isn't the hospital supposed to take care of a couple of them streets down there?
yeah, so we're currently in negotiations with them on their portion.
They're horrible shape.
Yeah,
Oh,
those are all getting paved also.
Okay.
That's what the Fair, Harrison, the part of Central, and then
Sherman.
and some patching on Schweitzer.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll pass it.
Baumgardner,
Was that me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, just a couple things. First, I'd like to make a motion to excuse the absence for the month of April.
Yes, thank you. Motion by Mr. Baumgartner, excuse the absence for April. Discussion. Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgartner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
So go on. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just a couple good things that's happened around the town. So hopefully everyone's been down by South Park and seeing all the construction, the new curbs going around that block. Just I think sometimes we forget about all the good things going on. So make sure you're taking a look at that. And then for the citizens out there, keep in mind, that's Wayne Hospital was a big part of that, giving us a big proportion of this city's part of that grant. So just big thanks to Wayne Hospital. And wow, and the second thing, talking about Wayne Hospital, if you haven't been down Harrison, seen the backside of the hospital, what a beautiful building, what a great new place for that south end of town. And especially when we get the paving all done around it, it's just going to be really a beautiful area. So with that, I pass.
Ely,
I just wanted to add my comments about the South Park. It is really, I was amazed at how quickly, we talked about it at last month's, our last meeting, and then the work started almost immediately, and it's really, they're moving right along. So you need to go catch that. It is really interesting to watch. And I pass.
Godwin,
Yeah, I'd just like to apologize for the internet service that I've got tonight. I could not get out of this meeting that I have to be in Columbus tonight. So with that, I will pass.
Rogers.
Yes, the South Park is coming along real well. I think it's really going to be a good asset to that south end park there. And also last meeting, I brought up about some noise that a person on North Broadway, and I didn't know whether anybody had looked into that situation or anything, on that part, as far as loud exhaust and loud motorcycles and et cetera. Like I said, it reverberates all over town. So we need to try to keep that noise down as much as possible. And also, I've noticed as I was driving around through town, people's getting out mowing grass now and so forth. And it would be a real help in trying to keep the grass clippings out of the street. Because if you think about it, that's tax dollars that has to clean the catch basins out and so forth. So, think about, spending the tax dollars where, the people that's working on that, that has to clean them out, they could be doing other things that would be worthwhile to the city also. So just keep that in mind whenever you're mowing grass, and if need be, clean up your grass clippings off the curb area and out in the street. With that, I pass.
President Burkett.
I too shall pass. So I thank you all for your attendance this evening. Just to, again, ask council to please review as soon as you can the proposed water rate increases for the city of Greenville. That legislation will be prepared and be presented at the next meeting. Additionally, and I did forget one thing, and the clerk will send notices to the township folks that we have on the first meeting in May, our annual joint meeting with the township and this Greenville City Council for selecting a member to serve on the Greenville Union Cemetery Board. So that's upcoming. Now, they don't take office until January 1 of the next year, but we don't want to let it lag. We want to get it done early. So keeping with tradition, that's the way we do it. So anyway, Just a reminder, don't forget that. You'll be here at 7 o'clock early. All right, I would entertain the motion to adjourn.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Rogers to adjourn. Call the roll, please.
Whitaker,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Baumgardner,
Yes.
Ely,
Yes.
Godwin,
Yes.
Rogers.
Yes.
Thank you and good night.